Hi there and welcome to week 3 of Triathlon 101, the swim course for nervous triathletes. Most of you seem to have been enjoying the course so far and learning from it. Thanks very much for your feedback. It's absolutely invaluable. We've also got people starting to talk to each other on the videos, which is absolutely wonderful. We want a little community going there. But as we go through the weeks, we're obviously going to start stepping up both the distance and the intensity. I just want to go to the computer and try and explain how these histograms at the top of the sheets that you're going to take with you to the pool can actually help you in the pool to understand the intensity you should be swimming at. So let's just go to the computer, then we'll come back. So here we are on week 3 and we're starting just to pump up the intensity just a little bit. I want to show you how the histograms that are printed out on the top of your form can help you when you're looking at the intensity you should be swimming each swim. I'm just going to expand this one out fully. You can see the histograms at the top, which is what you'll see. Now on the right hand side of this particular page, you'll see every swim in steps. So each one of these, if I highlight it, you'll see, I'll go to a different one. If I highlight that, that's that one, has intensities set out in percentage of maximum heart rate. So this is 65%. Now, you can see that the next one, which is there, actually ramps up from 65 to 75, 90, 90. You can see the histograms increasing as you go through. And the next one still, which is 7 steps, has 25 meters times 6 on 95% of your maximum heart rate. Now that's a sprint. We're looking at sprinting there. After that, there's a 7th, which is 100 meters done at 60% of your maximum heart rate, which effectively is a recovery. And that's done 3 times. You can see that. Each time we're going up to that high 95%. After that, we're doing 200 meter swims. Now, 200 meter swims we won't get at that level. So we're doing these at about 70-75% of our maximum heart rate. And of course, a cool down, much lower in heart rate terms. This one goes down to 40. So hopefully that'll help you as you go through the sets at the pool. You'll actually be able to see by where you are the type of intensity you should be making on each swim as we start to ramp up the distances and intensities over the weeks. Now as we start to pick up the intensity and the pace, we're also adjusting the drills slightly so you get a different experience as you swim and look at different sensations. But we had a really good response to the smiley face drills that we did last week. So if you want to, keep on doing that smiley face. That's a good idea. But the drills this week do change just slightly. Now in the first session, we start off with a drill, single arm with pull buoy, which we've done before. Now on this one, don't use the smiley face so much unless you really want to. You can look at that smiley face, but always touch your thigh before you breathe. Because you're going single arm, that also works the other side. Touch your thigh before you breathe. And then you get to breathe in the right place every single time, every single stroke, no matter which side you're breathing. So as we go on, we're changing the drills just slightly. And the first change we're going to do is in the second drill on number 7, which is effectively the Monday workout, where we're going to do catch up instead of catch up with a kickboard. Now with a kickboard, your hand's being held there. When you haven't got a kickboard, you want to come in and hold your hand there yourself. Again, this is a great drill for that smiley face, smiley face. Okay, so keep that smiley face looking, but make sure your arms are in line with your shoulders and that you keep the elbow high and then drive back. Okay, so as I said, we're trying to start increasing the difficulty of your swimming. So you get used to swimming faster and actually under more stress and tension. So the main set on 3rd week, first session, number 7, is 1850s off reducing rests. And what we've got is 4 off 120, 4 off 115, 4 off 110, then 3 off 105 and 3 off of 1 minute. Now I've seen some of your speed. That 1 minute is going to push some of you, so you might get 1, 2, 5 seconds, some of you even no rest. But I want you to do these fairly hard. The aim for the whole set is to try and get 10 seconds rest on each of the segments. Now clearly as the segments reduce in time, that becomes harder and harder to do. And you're going to be under more stress as you swim. And the aim is to keep your form even though you're coming under more stress. And as you get under more stress, and this will happen in races to you, what you want to start doing is thinking about your strokes and keeping those strokes really long, as opposed to shortening them to try and keep up the speed that you think you have to do. If you shorten your stroke, it's almost certain your speed's going to go. Keep your stroke long, and you actually might surprise yourself with how fast you can swim, especially if you keep good form. In session 8, we reintroduce kicking on your side. Now this is always done to balance you up and ensure that you realise that all you have to do to breathe is actually rotate, and then you can turn your head up to the surface. Things are important with this drill. The thing is, you want to keep relaxed and your body like there's a rod through it. So you're exhaling in the water, inhaling out the water, and you're keeping on your side. And you can feel the water. You should be able to start feeling the water all the way down to your wrist. If the water starts rising up your arm, then your head has lifted for some reason. Often you're trying to lift your head out of the water, so you twist like that. And if you lift your head out of the water, you can see what happens. My arm's going to dip and water's going to come up. That's especially true of when you're changing after every breath. So you go You'll often find that one side is better than the other at breathing. And on that side you may find you lift your head. Well, all you'll find is that water from there starts to go up. When it starts to go up, something's gone wrong. Think about it, balance, relax, press the chest in the water to get that hip up onto the surface, and make sure your body's absolutely straight. Now the main set in session 8 is split into 2 types. And the first part are 3 repeats of 6 one-length sprints of 50 seconds, followed by a recovery 100 on 3 minutes. So you're doing 6 one-length sprints at about 95% of your maximum effort. That's going to really wear you out. Try and make sure you're grabbing the water well out in front of you, and you're keeping a really nice long stroke, even hitting your thigh before you turn to breathe. Then we have 2 200-metre swims, done at about 75% of your maximum. And on these, again, you're trying to keep a long stroke, that smiley face look, touching the thigh before you breathe. And all the way through, try and maintain your concentration on your stroke and relaxation. In session 9, we're again doing drills without fins. So you've really got to rely on your arms to propel you, because you haven't got those fins pushing you along. We're only doing 2 drills, catch up and finger drag. Remember, catch up, together, through, and using that smiley face look is always good with catch up. Finger drag, nice relaxation, and when your arm passes your shoulder and your head comes back in the water, that's when the front arm can be released from the surface of the water. Whilst you're there, make sure you're not slipping that arm downwards. It's a huge problem with swimmers, especially adults who think they have to keep their arm moving all the time. You don't. You're moving to the catch position, and there it goes. It's on the surface until your arm passes your shoulder. So the main set for session 9 is done fairly hard, and it's a 25 metre, a 50 metre, a 75 metre and a 100 metre swim. All of those are meant to be done pretty hard. We want you to maintain your stroke length, maintain your control, maintain your good stroke. After those 4, there's a 25 metre recovery on 1 minute, and it's all done 4 times. So we're picking up the pace, and this week we're picking up the distance a little bit more than we did before. Okay, so that is week 3 in the bag. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Keep on letting me know how it's going, and we'll adjust them as we go through. All right, have a lovely week. Nice to see you.